You know how in schools you have different teachers for each subject, from I think from secondary school into university, and you might not like the style of teaching for each teacher, but many times you do not have a choice because you need to pass the exam, whether you like it or yes. I'm Temtai Elsa, and this is today's Divinity. Many times I hear a lot of believers say, "Oh, I don't like the style at which this person teaches, or I don't like the way this servant of God preaches," and all of those things. While those things are actually pretty much valid. If the Lord has given this teacher or this preacher a certain portion of his life for them to teach, then you would have to listen to that teaching in order to get that enablement or empowerment. You see, when the Bible tells us that He has given us the fivefold offices for the equipping of the saints, meant even the apostles, even the prophets, the teachers, the evangelists. All these gifts come together in order for you to be fully fed, to be a well rounded believer. There are times that the Lord will lead you to eat from certain streams, to drink from certain streams, because one preacher will definitely not have the full revelation of Christ. The Bible tells us this concerning prophecy, and we can use it to also teach on teaching. It says, "We see in part and we prophesy in part, but when the parts come together, we form a whole." There is a role for each gift that the Lord has given to us. There is a role for it in our lives. You might say, "I don't like the way these people pray," but there is a season in your life in which you need to learn the basics of prayer. You need to learn the importance of prayer. You might say, "I don't like these people that use Greek words to teach," but what you do not understand is without that Greek word, you might not get the full understanding of that verse of scripture that you're studying. And that is what you might need for your freedom at that moment. You might say, "I don't like people that just teach simply. I want to hear the big words, the big grammars." But do you know that in the simplicity, you would find even the power of God? And so I don't want you to be a believer who is picky, who says, "I'm going to leave this area of my life because I don't like the person teaching on it." If you were to be that you were in university and the teacher that you do not like their style of teaching is teaching a 3 unit course, would you put it aside? Many times, many people have dreams and they see themselves writing exams and they keep repeating a certain class, and you always think is a sign of backwardness. Well, sorry to tell you, it is most likely pointing to something that you haven't yet learned. And if you take time to interpret that dream, the subject in which you are constantly failing is pointing to something in your life that you need to learn or you need to pay attention to in order for you to go